I'm Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is July the 17th, 2022. And today my guide specifically asked me to read on Steve Bannon, which I kind of said, why right now? And then I found out that he's going to go to trial tomorrow for contempt of his indictment. So that's why. But I did gather it together, nevertheless, before I found that out. And I guess it's information regarding what's going to be happening to Steve. So I'm using the Ciro Marchetti Gilded Tarot for the reading. We have an oracle card my guys picked out from the Sacred Earth Oracle. And that is Toni, Carmine, Salerno, and Leela Williams. And I asked my guides to show me these cards psychically, and then I asked, well, why did you pick these cards out? What's the deal with these cards? And I use this pretty simple Celtic cross with a clarifier and an outcome card. Let's get to it. The card that my guides gave me to represent Steve Bannon is the Tower, and clarified by the Seven of Swords. This is basically saying to us that Steve Bannon was a prime mover, a key player in the attempted coup. A major player, a key player. But he's Seven of Swords because he keeps himself behind the scenes, watching what's going on, and then doing his evil manipulations of the media and the narrative, the organizations that are going on behind this attempt, the liaison to the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, the One Percenters, Putin too, for sure. And we have to remember that Steve Bannon was a key player in this way to get Brexit to happen. That was a major achievement for him, and he did it on behalf of Vladimir Putin so that it could break up the European Union and make it weaker, which is always the trajectory, or always the intent, is to divide and conquer, to create chaos and confusion, division, hatred, mistrust, so that you can come in there and then you can just take over because everything is in complete disarray. Above, he's given judgment. So this is actually what my guides told me as I started to read or ask them questions about this reading. They said, Steve Bannon's going to go through some things. That's what they said to me. This is judgment. Finally, after all of this time of escaping his karma, judgment is now on top of him. And it's his time to pay. His karma has come due. In the past, this is Steve Bannon as the Nine of Wands. This is Steve Bannon causing obstruction, refusing to come in for his subpoena. And he's on the defensive mode always. He's the rebel. He's not going to abide by any rule of law except if he wishes to. He doesn't really believe in the rule of law except as a means to an end. So he's defying the subpoena, but then the indictment comes. But in the past, this is still his stance, actually. Plead the fifth, plead the fifth, plead the fifth, just as far as we can see, or this was his mindset. The devil is underneath, and this is again the king of chaos and misrule, bringing in evil, bringing in misery, burning things down, destroying the established order, but not with the intent to rebuild it in any positive way. This is somebody who is trying to bring in a dystopic future where people starve, the planet suffers, all beings on this planet suffer because of what he's trying to bring in here. And also, this is his belief in evil, and he exults in it, and he likes to think of himself like this in all his glory. In the future, however, 9 of Swords, so my guides say this is so much against him that he's terrified now, because there's really no room to move here. His worst nightmare comes true, and he cannot escape the January 6th committee or the DOJ or any of the numerous laws that he's broken. He has managed to evade those things in the past, or paid very minor costs for them, but now it's all there. He can't, this is like game over for him. This is what he's at least worried about, having nightmares about, because of what they have on him, what he's about to find out as he goes in to court tomorrow to face his trial for refusing to comply with the subpoena by the January 6th committee. And the clarifying card for him is the 5 of Swords. So this, interestingly enough, my guides took me back, or not took me back, but gave me a reference, a historical reference, that's what I was trying to say. And this would be the Crusades. So this is Steve Bannon believing himself to be a crusader. And weirdly enough, he believes himself to be a Christian, but in a way where it's the most apocalyptic idea of what Christianity is in his mind, very much like the Nazis believing that they had to eradicate the Jews and the other unwanted races and religions to, be able to have a rise as a white supremacist race, and the Aryan race. That was necessary in their belief to do that, to wreak havoc, to wreak huge destruction and unfathomable misery and heartache for people, to bring it this in. This is his cause, and he sees himself as leading this crusade. And he might even reference back to esoteric stories or beliefs regarding, whatever the spirituality was behind the Crusades, and I'm talking about, in the 1000s and the 1100s, and when the Crusaders of Europe, and especially England, and I think Germany too. And if anybody has better historical reference about the Crusades, let me know. I don't mean to garble it so much, which I think I'm doing, but they send off these armies, even an army of children at one point, to cut down any Islamic person that they see, to get to the heart of Israel, and to bring back, I think, certain, mysterious or magical, like maybe the Grail or whatever. They're going there to take back the kingdom of heaven, so that Christ can be reborn again, and they can have their Christianity exalted and manifest on the earth, whatever it is they thought. So this is where he's at about himself. He believes he's the leader of this modern day crusade, which has links to the older crusades, and he is a glorious knight to bring this in. And this is a holy cause. Then he's a zealot. There's a theological premise to what he's doing, which he feels justifies him. In the future, the guides gave me both the Ten of Swords and the King of Swords reversed. So this is unavoidable defeat. It's the end. Sometimes it can even represent death for a person. And in this case, where once he was a powerful king, now his throne is overturned. So this is a really resounding ending for Bannon, maybe even jail time, with more charges thrown against him. DOJ has been extremely busy with Bannon. And as we started out the reading saying that because he was so instrumental in this coup attempt and many other egregious crimes that he's been involved with, but he can't avoid justice any longer. Judgment is coming. That is my reading on Steve Bannon. We'll see what happens with his trial tomorrow, and if he manages to get it delayed. He's tried several times, but I don't see leeway for him much longer, if any. Okay, let's get on with our oracle card. The oracle card that the guides picked for us is called Stretch. Put yourself forward, stand in the sun, grab an opportunity and run with it. Reach beyond the shade, out of the comfort of darkness, and step into life. Holding yourself back is counterintuitive. Doubt, fear, anxiety, and grief may be part of your journey, but don't let them be the journey. Reach out, stretch yourself little by little, grow strong, and live. In the fleeting moment of grace, in the space between your thoughts, you glimpse a silent bliss that is beyond words or description. This all-encompassing love is your soulful spiritual center. It is without beginning or end. Reach for it. And the state of grace shall be a guiding light in the world and beyond. So that is the beautiful card that we got, Stretch. Okay, everybody. Hope everybody's doing okay. I want you to know that I am still available for readings. You can find my information below in my description box, or if you wait for the musical interlude, it's at the very end of that. The quickest way to get in touch with me is either emailing me or texting me. I read on guardian angels, I read on past lives, I read on anything in the present regarding the future and the past in this lifetime. And I pretty much read on whatever you want me to read on. I just directly ask the guardians, although I can throw tarot. I have great oracle cards, whatever you want. Saying that, I love you. I will be back next week. Please take care. My love to you all, okay? Bye-bye.